top of the screen, kind of, there says invitation URL. You can copy the URL and send us, or maybe you have already done it. I forgot if you said you did. Email it to both Juan Carlos and I, then we can just click on it.
That email link on that other page.
Okay, so you did the Zoom link or the YouTube? Okay, or it's just that number. You know, you can just join a meeting and type in that number.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Okay, could you give me that number again, please?
It is, oops, hold on, 827 614 498.
498. Okay.
Do you want me to text that to Juan Carlos?
Yes, please.
Done. Gotta love notes on your phone.
Okay, so I guess here, if you can promote me to analyst,
We
then
think
I can turn on my video feed and talk. Okay, I'm gonna hang up over here.
Okay.
You're not on yet.
We heard him a minute ago.
That was through your phone on my.
Yeah, that's through the phone.
Hello, come on in.
Hi. Just go ahead and sign in. Right
Okay, so when I go to participants, oh, I see attendees 1. There you are.
That's
More,
me.
promote to panelist. Okay, now it says you will be rejoining as a panelist.
Cool. Thank you. So it looks like we're also live on YouTube.
Yep, as soon as I press play, I think it'll.
Okay, Becky, I'm gonna hang up here.
Okay,
Thank you, bye.
bye. Steve, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I got you. Cool. So Becky, if you can make me host, so I can also turn on my camera.
Change. Oh, there you are. Yep.
Okay, so I'm host, so I can ding. Cool.
All right.
Okay, and you can claim back host if you like. You can have control.
Do you want me to?
Yes, please. So that's the process. We have to make the participant a host for them to turn on the video. I don't know
Okay.
why.
So make them a panelist first and then a host.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to take back the host though. It's not, when I click on myself, it's not giving me that option.
Yeah, so on the right, there should be something that says claim host. Yeah, it's not that intuitive. Some of the buttons is like, I think they need a UX person. They need more UX.
Okay, let's see. I'm on full screen.
So on the right side with like the panelists, information, all that, there should be something. There should be 3 buttons in the middle of that right side panel. And it would be like mute or whatever. And then there's a claim host. It's gray. I think the color is like silver gray-ish.
Oh, down at the bottom.
Oh, on the bottom.
Bottom hiding from me.
Sorry.
Okay, so now I need to, now I got it on this funky double thing. How did I do that? Speaker view. There we go. Oh, whoop. All right.
Yes.
You're on speaker view. me full screen. Where did that go? Enter full screen. All right. Now I just need to get plugged in. We have 2 gentlemen here right now.
Cool.
So
here on this broadcast over here, Becky, are we able to show? Are we able to broadcast that on that screen and then we can show the presentation? Oh, I want to make sure I got it.
right now it's, oh. Okay, I'm not sure what I did, but it recorded 17 seconds. Okay, there we go. Okay, not sure what I did. It recorded 17 seconds. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Okay, let's see here. 7, 7, 7.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I'm on YouTube, but it's doing something weird. It's not. Okay, I need to start over on the whole YouTube thing.
Okay.
And I did that from the online Zoom, right?
Yeah. So on your webinar, you can put stop streaming.
I closed my windows. Do I need to go back to zoom.us from the browser?
No, you just need to use your current panel where it says more. Oh, you already did the stop. You can stop the live stream.
Yeah, I did, but I don't know how to start it up again.
Oh, and then you click on more and you should be able to stream it on YouTube.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, it's giving me stop live stream, so it must still be going.
Okay, so yeah, so please stop it and then I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
These things sometimes are tricky.
Yeah. All right, let me get plugged in.
Hello, Becky.
Hello, Arena. How are you, dear?
So nice to see you
I
again.
see you too. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Can we sit here with you guys?
Yes, absolutely.
So who's sitting here?
And you can be up close.
Yeah.
Let me get that. Yeah. The drawer to the right, there's one in the bottom of my bag if you can't find one. Okay, Steve, I'm gonna plug in the camera
Okay.
so you can.
Oh, this is so nice.
Okay, now how did I connect that again? Okay, my camera's connected, but it's not working, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. There's you. All right, I have that clicked on. Oh, goodness. There we go. Now you can see the room.
Yay.
And you're up on
We
the big
got the
screen.
view. Awesome.
So all's good. I hope we can find that microphone. Otherwise, everybody's going to have to come sit really close. All right, I'll be back.
Hello.
You betcha. We're trying.
We got the technology.
Let me go full screen, yeah? There we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Oops.
Have a seat kind of to the front because our speakers aren't that great.
Like I said, it's not that big. It probably is.
No, I've been in the US.
So you used to?
Yeah. My first game.
Hello. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Hi, how are you? I wasn't sure. I didn't dare to be too loud. Hi. You look very familiar. I think we've met before at the Rich Club. Ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. They have the volume down. They're still setting up.
Oh, okay. All right. Get some music. Some party.
I always try. They run.
All right, Steve. So the first person we got for you is Miss Irina.
All right.
Serving
Thank
for a
you.
few months. So
Hi, Irina.
Hello, Steve. Thank you so much for all your emails.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much for coming.
and then did you bring a friend?
Yes, that's my
Oh,
job.
hello.
Is there any way to make that bigger up there?
Oh, now I see him.
What's your name, sir?
Joseph Muñiz.
Oh, Joseph, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So tell us more about you. I guess for each of you, where are you in your investment journey? What brought you here? What do you want to learn more? Tell us more about yourself.
Raise that up so we get a better sound.
I am in partnership with Irina. She's the brains of the outfit.
Your partners. Awesome. It's always good to have partners.
Yes. So
This
she
is yours. This is mine. Okay.
told me about your software.
Mm-hmm.
She says we need to come to this meeting, so here I am.
There you go.
Oh, I see. Excellent.
I love you, Irene.
Thank you. I love you.
Well,
Thank you for inviting us to your table.
and Miss Irina, let's can we turn the mic to you?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, Steve.
Yeah, so I believe we have some wine in the back. Just want to make sure to offer that
Yes,
to
thank
you
you very
guys.
much for providing. It's delicious.
Oh, excellent. Oh, you got it. Awesome. Cheers. So I believe you have been to the Rich Club before.
Yes,
Tell us about your business, please.
Was it this side?
we are in the phase of some changes, and we absolutely looking for a wonderful tools, and you are providing one of those tools. So it's just really wonderful to have access to know about you and your service, and
Thank you.
and have access.
Yeah, and so you guys are also in the kind of like the shopping stage as well.
I beg your pardon?
Are you guys in the shopping stage?
The shopping stage. Shopping for
Your business, there's so many things. There's so many expenses in the business.
I shouldn't say shopping.
Doesn't work so well.
I'm always looking for something for something better, for a better tool. So
Sure.
as we grow in the business, obviously your needs are changing also. So it's just I'm always happy to be exposed to some additional tools which would speed up and organize whatever is happening on our platform.
Yeah, thank you. And what we are learning all these years is that as business owners, we always are on the lookout for shopping for new tools and new things to help with our business. And actually, the best, I guess, the best owners are the best buyers, the best shoppers, because the more we understand about how other products work and how they do their marketing, it also kind of helps us kind of take their best ideas and use it in our own marketing too. So what I've been learning is that every time we spend money, we're like, we're spending money. Let's learn how they are doing their business. Like we're already paying them. Let's utilize that tuition. So I've been doing that more often recently.
Okay. Stop. Talk again, Steve. We're trying to get the sound.
Oh, okay. Check. Hello.
Okay, that's better.
Could you move the camera down a little more, Dawn? I think move up. There we go.
Better?
Miss Irina, we want Miss Irina to be the center.
Can you see her?
Yeah. Like move it down a little bit because most of the screen is on the ceiling, facing the ceiling. Yeah, something like that. Wow, perfect. Like this is like picture perfect.
Well, thank you. I try, Steve. I try.
It's always nice to have a nice model as well. The camera.
All right, everyone, welcome to Geeks and Nerds in Real Estate. Thank you so much for coming this evening.
We're definitely the nerds on this side of it because clearly we were like,
we're not geeks. We're not getting that.
Or I'm not there.
I guess I'm the geek.
We want to be geeks. We really are. We want to learn more.
Yeah. So you can see how we kind of have it
rigged so you guys can hear Steve.
Yeah.
The MacGyver moment.
There you go. Exactly.
Right?
So my name is Becky Kaminga. I've been with Real Estate IQ a little bit over a year, about 13 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Dawn. I'm in charge of customer service, some of the marketing, and obviously do sales as well. And Dawn is with me.
Hello.
I'll let you.
I'm sales manager here in Houston. Been with Becky. We started at the same time. So I manage our sales team here in Houston and also try to set up more events and figure out education and things like that that we can get you guys involved in to kind of help you grow in your adventure. So we thank you all for coming tonight. We hope you learned something. Steve is super, super smart. We've learned so much from him in just the year that we've been with him. So we know you guys are going to learn a lot too.
So the company actually started up in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Steve Liang is one of the company founders. And that's who
everybody.
Little tiny picture up there.
Yep, right there.
And we've got a webcam on you so he can kind of see you, but he's joining us from Dallas tonight, and he'll be our main speaker. So before we get started, let's maybe go around the room, if you don't mind, and just kind of give a little bit of information about yourself, your name, why you're here, what brought you here today, where you are in your real estate investing, maybe. So I already said my name is Becky, but I got into real estate investing a couple of years ago. I've been a teacher, high school math teacher, so there's that right there, makes me into but I've been that for most of my life, and it was just kind of time for a change. And I was just sort of on the internet looking at options, what else can I do with my life? And went to a real estate, went to one of those, free 2-hour ones, and then paid a couple $100 to go to their weekend 3-day. How many of you have done that? Said no to the, $20,000 plus coaching program, but it was enough to make me think, I think I can do this. And right now I've got a flip going. My husband and I did a wholesale deal that we actually found that was listed on the MLS. And we also have a subject to that we got door knocking on foreclosures. So kind of done a little bit, unfortunately spend too much time sometimes working and not enough working on my own investing. But how many of you have full-time jobs? So yeah, you know how hard that is to find the time to do it, even though it's going to be worth it. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. So yeah, so let's start. Would you mind starting?
I am in the education phase. I actually just got a new job with a part-time lender.
Is there a microphone?
That way. So
Yes.
Sorry, Steve couldn't. This is Lauren. She just got a job at the hard money lender.
Hi.
Oh, cool.
So I'm still in the learning phase. It's just trying to meet people and educate myself because obviously this is something I want to learn and understand quickly and go from there. So.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Naren Seda. I'm not in real estate right now. I'm in technology. My friend Chad, he's in the group, I think, and he forwarded me the email and he said, "Hey, there's this technology event going on. Why don't you want to check it out?" And he was supposed to be here, but he couldn't. Stop here with him.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for coming.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. Can you hear that, Steve? Not really.
Yeah, so I spent some time in the automotive industry.
Better.
But didn't look like it, so I was looking for something else to do. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad a long while back, a few years ago, and that really blew my mind with how the money game can play so many different ways. And and also, I've been coming to these networking events for a while now. So you might have seen me now. But I saw that is so totally me. And that's it. I'll go around and pass my card. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Get as much networking as possible.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I've been coming to education classes for a while, now, maybe a year. But I haven't just learning. I said learning, and I need to start doing. Even when I said I said just start doing it. It's doing it wrong. Learning while I'm doing it. So, and that's one reason why I'm here. Because I have a full-time job, don't have a lot of time. Seeing it somehow with data can help me make better, faster decisions.
Absolutely. Did you hear that, Steve? Can you hear that?
Yeah. With data, you can make better and faster decisions.
Yes. Awesome.
I'm Devin Blunt. Haven't done a lot of the networking side of it. I'm actually, I want to say IQ already. So been using the tool for a while. I know y'all got some new features coming out. So I was hoping to learn a little bit more on those. Network a little bit. Obviously, want to get to know as many people as possible. This networking game, more people you can meet, more opportunities. Right? So just looking for opportunities. Wholesaling, great. Hard money, I'm definitely going to hit you up to see if we can network a little bit. Yeah, anybody who's across the hill.
Great, welcome.
Come on, Greg.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Vaughan Charlton. I've been doing real estate for a number of years now. Always looking for leads, new leads, different mechanisms. Got interested with real estate IQ. Want to see what you'll have to offer. I've been using other data generation sites for leads. Some of them work, some of them do not. So it'll be interesting to see what you'll have to offer. Thank you.
Vaughn, did we speak on the phone?
Yes, we did.
I thought so.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Good.
Greg Davish.
Awesome.
Hey, good evening. Luke Hughes. I've been in real estate for quite some time, but I kind of took a step out. So I'm just back here ready to network and our portfolio back up. So that's the main reason I'm here. There'll be another gentleman that comes and kind of work together. Glad to keep us on the rest.
All right. Thank you.
My name is Shamsi. Just retired from my job. I've been there for 30 years. Just retired. So I'm trying to learn. I have the program, but I have not done much with it. I'm trying to learn exactly how to use it. That's why I'm here.
All right.
I'm Sami Almor. I work full time and I do real estate also on the side. I've been doing this for a bit less than a year. I'm still starting. I'll see what you have. I already have real flow and going strong with that.
We'll let you stay anyway.
I'm Joseph Muniz. I'm a professional engineer, forensic engineer. I'm business partner with Irina. I stepped out to get her glasses. She's the brains of the outfit. Do the structural assessments, do most of the driving, search for properties, and she leads the way and I follow.
Awesome, thank you. All right. That's everybody that we got in here right now. So Steve, I'll turn it over to you.
Cool. Welcome, everybody. Can everyone hear me well?
Hang on. Let me try to get that back in. I got to get it in the right position here. Okay, something, Steve.
Check, check.
Is it coming through the speaker?
Hello, check, check. Check. Check.
Yeah, then it doesn't go through at all. It needs to be on the top is the hard part. Say something now.
Hello.
No, that wasn't.
Hello, hello. Real estate IQ.
Hello? I think it's working.
Real estate IQ. Ding, ding, ding. How we doing?
Having troubles finding that sweet spot where it actually picks up.
Wow. Good luck. I can only imagine.
Is that better? I
Hello,
think
hello.
it's as good as it's going to be. If you want to come forward, I know this table doesn't have a cloth on it, but you can still sit there. If it's easier for you to hear, come forward. And there's a speaker over there that's working really well too.
Hello, hello.
Just be a little harder to see. I think got a few people moving up a little closer to you, and we'll be good to go.
I guess in terms of the volume, that's the highest we can go.
Yep.
Oh. All right. So I'm gonna try my best, but it's probably just the technology here. So guys, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here and join and present this to you virtually. My name is Steve Liang. I guess we started the company, we started Real Estate IQ about 5 years ago. And throughout all those years, we have accumulated a lot of knowledge in marketing and, kind of technology intelligence. This is me. We just came back from a recent trip. We like traveling. I was just mentioning earlier that when you spend money, the best thing to do is to pay attention to how we're spending the money and pay attention to how all these businesses are marketing to you. Because as real estate investors, over time, you got to get really, really good at marketing because the better you are at marketing, the more deals you're going to have. So if we're gonna spend money, let's watch how other people are doing their marketing and make money, and then the tuition or however much we spend is actually very cheap because we're learning. I always start my talk with why. Why are you here? And I'm not talking about like, hey, I just saw this event on Meetup and I thought it's interesting, I'm coming. I want you to share a little bit deeper, not just how, what this tool, what Real Estate IQ does for you either. It's why are you looking into real estate investments? Why are you trying to learn more and start your business there? What is your why? Does anyone want to share? I'm gonna wait until somebody shares.
So we got to not work forever.
Right, to not work forever. Financial freedom. I guess
Family.
not working. Family. Anybody? Oh, let's show some raise of hands. There are some key reasons why we want to start our own business, right? How many of you would say financial freedom? That would be me. How many would you say having more control in your life? That would also be me. How many would you say, I'm doing it for family. I want to take care of them and make sure everybody's taken care of. That's me too. I don't know. What are some other reasons?
We all have so much in common, Steve.
Yeah, we all do. and it's that strong why, right? It's finding that strong why that's gonna make you want to stay in it when time gets tough, and you keep grinding and you keep making things happen. It's very important to find your strong why and your passion, so that when time gets tough, you're gonna keep going and you're gonna be successful if you keep going. So my why, I guess I've just been doing a lot of soul searching this year, and I'm realizing that when I was growing up, I grew up very poor. Back then in China, back in the 80s, I guess that was before China's economy took off, started growing, and so I guess when I remembered, ever since of my early memory, I always remember kind of just the whole, right? It's a whole society being poor and not having a lot. And so I think always put a fire in me, and I always want to be successful. And, we talk about financial freedom and control and all that. So when I first graduated, I joined the big companies. And my first job was actually in middle management. So, some people would go, oh, that's being successful. Mom, I made it. I'm Mr. Manager. But it turns out that middle management is one of the worst jobs, I think, because you have to do the biddings of the higher ups, and it may not make a lot of sense. And you're always the one that have to deliver the bad news to the people working for you. And kind of, I think the biggest thing is that they were treating number more than people. So they don't tend to put people first. And so that was very much going against all the leadership doctrines I was learning. And I'm going like, what is going on? Like, I was getting very cynical. So I guess the last straw on the camel's back is when they laid off half of the workforce. So that's before that. So before, they were hiring a whole bunch of people and making everyone working on Thanksgiving double shifts, overtime on Thanksgiving and Christmas, to drum up the revenue numbers. Then on January 1st, they lay off half of the workforce. And so, that's when I realized that's not the kind of company I want to associate myself with. And I was depressed for a while. So that's when I met my business partner. His name is Juan Carlos. He's the other co-founder of Real Estate IQ. And we built an organization that puts people first. We want to always create something that's impactful for the society and for people. So when we first started, there's no existing product like us, and we didn't know how to do marketing, and so we were finally able to really grow and experience the growth that we did. when we figure out how to match the market with the right products. And that's really putting clients first. We're learning that when you put people first, you always get rewarded. So that's what we have done. You know, along came the way. We had a lot of amazing people that decided to join us and help us grow the company, like Becky and Dawn and Tracy in Houston. And now we have, we do everything in teams, because when you have a team in place, we have different people that have different strengths, and we can really, really round out and give you the consistent service and the consistent structure to give you guys the service that you're expecting. So we have different teams from the technology development side to marketing to sales. You know, we are true believers in having teams. I was commenting earlier that it's good to have a partner, and it's even better when you have a team. When you have a team that can complement your weaknesses, I mean, it's amazing things happen. We call it the collective genius. So with Real Estate IQ, our expertise is in finding deals. We find over 25,000 investment opportunities all over Texas in just 1 month. Every month we find over 25,000 opportunities. So there are a lot of deals out there. It's just how do you find them, and how do you do the marketing and do what you need to get them. We are also, to know which one's a good deal, we need to be very good at analyzing deals. So we also are experts in deal analysis. And finally, it's marketing intelligence, right? For us to succeed as a business, right? It's not just about buying one deal and making a chunk of profit. I mean, that's nice. That's nice for, I guess, for a very laid back kind of investment point of view. But for us who want to have that freedom and create a future for us, we want to do things faster. We want to put it and build it like a business. So it requires a flow of deals. You need to have a consistent number of deals going through your business for it to grow. So for the marketing intelligence, it gives you all the information to understand who you're trying to reach. And the more you know the other person, the better you're gonna be at connecting with them, right? So I just recently started reading the Art of War, and one of the paragraphs says that if you understand your opponent and you understand yourself, like your own strengths and weaknesses, and you also know your opponent and who they are and what the best way is to work with them in this case, you're always gonna be successful. You're gonna, I guess the benchmark is 100% conversion rate. Everybody that you talk to, they are ready and they want to sell to you. We also have our staff and volunteers, Becky and Dawn. We already did the introduction. So your turn, right? So I guess we also did a quick introduction too. So we're gonna skip through this and jump into the main part. So let's ask you this question. What is your top? I can't live without technology. And you can't say a cell phone, right? Because everybody has a cell phone now. And you can't say electricity because everyone has electricity. But, what kind of new things that, maybe not everybody is using yet that you can't live without?
I think mine is Google Maps. or Waze, because I couldn't get around.
Google Map and Waze. Yeah, absolutely. It's especially in Houston.
Or it says Google in general.
Google in general. Google has a lot of amazing services.
Just to ask questions. Yeah, find stuff out. We got one of those Google Home things a year ago, but just just watching TV. Hey, Google, how old is Jennifer Aniston? Just silly things like that too. Mal IQ. Oh, like business, like business travel miles, or?
Oh, my IQ.
I like the name too. Mile IQ.
So my IQ helps you keep track of the mileages, and they can help you keep track of also, you can say it's like a personal or business. You can swipe it. The last time I played with it.
Other expenses too? Or just
it's mainly for miles.
Yeah. Did you just turn it on before you leave? Other business?
It's always on if it doesn't use your map. It's in the background. It keeps track of every map. It's at the end of the day, you can just tell it which ones are business, investment properties, meetings, whatever you want to put it. One is business, one is personal.
Real estate, and you're trying to wholesale. You're doing a lot of driving for dollars, and so the geo tracker app is really good because it tracks where you've been, so you can kind of map your own route out, which way would be more efficient. It saves it. It'll tell you the date that you've been there, so that you can hit that area again in a month or two.
I like Zelle because I can transfer money to my kids all the time, and then they can pay me back via Zelle.
Occasionally, transfer to your kids is the pay back.
It never seems to happen.
Anybody else? What future technology do you want?
Artificial intelligence.
That's already there. Artificial intelligence is already there. IBM Watson working very well.
But we'll be seeing more of it, I'm sure.
But the real question should be, can you live without technology?
No.
The answer is yes, we should be able to. A lot of people would say no, but we should be able to live without technology.
True.
It makes it hard, but we should be able to live without technology. If you have the knowledge, then you use technology to your advantage. One thing which I guess real estate IQ will give you is not only the technology, but the knowledge. So what you want is the knowledge, not the technology, because technology changes. And you want to know how to use it. Exactly.
It's a technology, and it's kind of like a weapon too. It's used the wrong way.
That's why you're here tonight. So you don't use it the wrong way. You're here to learn how to use it. What's the advantage for it?
And it's ever building, right? You learn it, and then the next thing you know, something new. Hey, we have a new update, and then you got to learn that, right? But if it's not evolving, how do we continue to grow in technology?
If you don't have the knowledge,
right,
then even if it grows, if you bring in new technology, you wouldn't be able to take advantage of it or understand it.
You've got to learn every bit of it.
Why are they bringing something new? What's the advantage of it? What's the added value?
Correct. And you know, if we look at the technology from a technology standpoint, and all these years where we get better and better and better technology, everything is built on top of another. And we have all been growing to learn kind of the next level of the technology, because every single one of those new technologies, it helps us, it makes our life much, much better. Just like electricity from back in the days, now we have electricity. Life is so much better. And we also have internet. Yesterday, we had some intermittent internet access at home, and I never thought I would say this, but life is not as good when you don't have internet. Life sucks. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I would say as well that, like I said, when you say live without, I asked the question because I'm living without it now, but I know I need to get better at it, is I need to have a web presence now. With anything, especially if you're going to be real estate, you need to have some type of web presence. Brick and mortar, going into a store or whatever to buy stuff, a lot of people don't do that. They're going to the web to buy anything. They're even doing it with real estate. And so building some type of presence that people remember and where they go, things like that, that's something I feel that I need to get better at and get to.
Agreed. And marketing is one of the #1 avenues that's used, is web-based, right? So definitely having that web presence is only going to benefit you especially in real estate. You've got to constantly be marketing to so many different people, and more people are venturing into this every single day. So you've constantly got to put something out there to get people coming to view your webpage, bring them back.
Right. So that now we're veering a little bit into the kind of the marketing topic. I would say that there's all kinds of different ways of marketing. There's traditional marketing, door knocking, sending out mailers, phone calls. There's many different ways to reach the person you're trying to reach. And there's also a cost to creating those marketing infrastructures. So I was just talking to one of it's my wife's coworker's friend who's starting his business, and we're just talking about where do we want to reinvest, right? We make money from each deal, and then what do we invest the money in? And you can choose to grow your web presence, or you can choose to put it into different kind of marketing. It's about making those informed decisions and looking at the true cost of it. When we were just starting, we were building our own websites and all that, and we put all those stuff together, but we're still not the professionals. So it's the true cost is actually hiring the professionals to create that website and putting all that lead generation, all that little detail in place. And how much does that cost? We were in our DIY mode, and we didn't think it would cost that much. But I guess the hard lesson that we learned is that we can learn how to do all that stuff ourselves, and it takes time, or we have the resources and we hire somebody to do it. So those are always the balance, or kind of the I guess the pros and cons you got to evaluate. When we started, we definitely did our own website, and we learned how to code and all that stuff. And that was a lot of work. I can't imagine we did that.
Oh, the good old days, Steve.
Yes. Cool. So we're going to talk about computer vision today. Right? And that is all part of artificial intelligence. That's all part of AI. We're gonna show you what we mean by that. So, real estate, we always say that photos are worth 1,000 words, and it's very, very true. Right? A photo speaks, so much about details, and it gives you so much information, right? And here is a blog by Smart Agents, and they're saying that, especially for real estate photos, the good photos versus bad photos, the difference is not just 1,000; it could be thousands of dollars. Just wanted to share that with you. It's something that we discovered recently. So today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and computer vision. We'll talk about the different examples of computer vision and the progression of and the evolution of the technology. We'll talk about the new technology that's happening here in real estate. And that's very exciting because we got a couple of apps that we want to share with you. And discussion, we're going to talk about some new technologies. So let's do an icebreaker. What is going on in this photo? What do you think is happening? Let's take a couple of minutes.
Looks like a human zoo is happening. Like that guy's the exhibit. The kids are just on a field trip or something.
Yeah, so somebody said a zoo. Anybody else?
Is it living in a glass house?
Living in a glass house. A lot of happy faces. Look at this photo. Look at this photo. There's so much detail here. Okay, so this is the caption. This is actually an exhibit on human habitat. And this is in a zoo. So good job. Good job. Good job, Houston. And we can also see in the back, right? It kind of looks like it's the zoo bars. I think that's probably what was mentioned. But think about everything that we need to do to make those conclusions, right? What kind of color, what kind of different objects are here, and the perception of based on what we're seeing, we're drawing references from our past to try to guess what's happening, and that is all intelligence. So intelligence is perception, right? It's seeing, in this example, it's seeing the photo and seeing all the details that the photo is showing, is displaying. Also, it's learning and able to remember everything that we have seen and learned in the past, and drawing the reference back and making the conclusion. And finally, we're going to talk about the communication as well. I share with I think in this event before, but the philosophy and it's pretty it's very profound, and I want to share this with you, is that as humans, as a species, we were able to get smarter and smarter from one generation to the next because of our ability to communicate and teach everything we have learned to the next generations. And we've got all these ways of communicating. It could be verbal communication. It could be written communications, right? Books, everything that contains our knowledge. And we're able to pass it down to other people. So we're learning from all our ancestors' mistakes, or the people before us. We're learning from all their mistakes and their and everything that works, and we're able to get smarter and smarter from one generation to the next. And as a species, that's it's like we have a collective brain and a collective memory. And that's because of communication. So artificial intelligence is basically the same type of intelligence that is displayed by the computer. So in terms of perception, right? It's what we see, it's what we hear, it's what we feel, it's what we smell. So there are efforts that's pushing computer vision and sensors and Internet of Things, right? So we have, I guess, evolved to the IPv6 that can give an IP address in virtually any object on Earth. And so now that enables the Internet of Things. And now, we can have the world just interconnected with everything and all kinds of sensors. From learning and inference standpoint, we're going to talk a little bit about neural network and deep learning. Then that goes in the back end of the computer vision, and then communication. So, there's a lot of technologies out there that is doing natural language processing. You can, it's like Siri and Google Home, and you speak to them and they can understand what we want. So all those are, I would say in the nascent or to a little more advanced stages. And it's very exciting because all of these is helping us improve our lives. For example, you guys, I have a Google Home in my bathroom. So I heard the tip from someone from a book, and basically he's saying that you'll be surprised when you're relaxed and you're in the shower, how many good ideas that you come up with. And you can tell Google Home to save what you want. We also have I also use the Google Home to play music. So are we good? Can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So we showed this in the last Geeks and Nerds, but let me just kind of break this down for you. So on your left, we're talking about having the four different disciplines that is feeding into the core of artificial intelligence. So there's deep learning that leads into machine learning and so on and so forth. What we want to focus on today is on the bottom. We're going to talk about image recognition and machine vision that turns into the vision, which is a part of a sensory for artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, right? And here we're talking about computer vision. So what does that mean? What do we need to do to get the computer understand what's going on out here right now? And that is image acquisition, right? Right here, we see an example of the actual image. It's about processing and transforming all those bits, right? All the ones and zeros into something that we can recognize. So here are some examples of computer vision. Back in the 60s, the USPS, the Postal Office, has the need to look at and digest all these different numbers that people write on their envelope. And so they started putting these technology together that can start reading handwritten numbers and digest and understand what number it is. We call it the optical character recognition. So based on that, it's able to kind of look at the patterns and what it naturally and normally look like, and pick the best bet on the number that it recognizes. And then in the early 2000s, I think everyone will recognize to the right side, we have a Connect. It's because of the advance in the technology that we finally have the ability to look at an image and being able to tell your arms and your legs, and being able to track them. And so with Connect, now we can sense the motion of the person through a camera feed, right? And being able to kind of get that real time. There's also the 3D imaging. So on the left here, just based on looking at, just based on having the cameras, it's able to look at both the left side, the upper left and the upper right. They're actually from two different cameras that's put side by side. And so based on the little differences between these images, we're able to kind of replicate how human eyes are able to perceive depth. And we have right here, you can see that it's kind of a heat map on depth. So the more blue, it means they're further away. And the red and the orange means it's closer to us. They had a lot of entries and candidates, and nobody finished the race. And the next year, they were able to finish the race and actually have multiple of these cars that were able to finish a race. And we have all seen the Google self-driving cars now. And then there's also a classic example or a classic problem of, is it a cat or is it a dog? They look kind of similar, so how can we tell one versus the other? So the key here, when we were doing this more on a manual process, it would require segmentation, which is being able to recognize the background with the animal itself, analyzing the colors and the edges and all that. And we were able to feed it through the neural network. Each neural contains some specific function, and they were able to utilize that and separate whether it's a cat or a dog. So here's another example with facial recognition now. If you start looking at the different layers, feeding the input through and being able to see the different features, and based on the different and matching it with different pieces, we're able to come up with a better recognition of who it is and all that. So the yellow one, we're trying to find out what it is. It's a little bit more difficult to understand what this filter is, or this layer of network is. The one in the middle with the blue, you can see it's different facial features, the nose, the eyes, right? And so it's feeding it through that layer and being able to pick up the different pieces. And then also holistically, if you look at the right side, lower right side, being able to find the matches in the faces. It's running through all these neural network that we're able to improve on the facial recognition technology. Okay, so we talked about computer vision. So let's talk about how it applies to real estate. So we already have computer vision technology in the real estate industry. Right? Everyone heard of some virtual reality type of technology in real estate? Anybody? Let's to see the raise of hands. A couple of you. And the details, right? It's by looking at and being able to recognize the different features in the photos, and being able to figure out and kind of verbalizing those features. And very important. And based on that photo, they are able to develop the algorithm that can reconstruct the room in 3D. Before that, there are these companies. There's one called Matterport, and they have a big clunky, big equipment machine. You put it in the middle of the room, and you give it time to do the whole scan, and you do it in every single room. And then they have the technology to piece everything together, and they have to render all the data and turn it into the 3D image. This one, you can do it with just a panoramic phone. So the equipment, you don't have to pay for the equipment anymore. So this is a very, very cool development in the technology. And this was just published this year in 2018. On the right here, we have virtual staging. So being able to come up with that virtual addition, I guess we can call it augmented reality here, in adding furnitures without paying for the furniture staging. And anybody rented furnitures from staging companies before? There's quite a lot of cost to that.
You've got one.
Yeah, how much does that cost a day?
1% of your sale price.
1% of your sale price.
It's 1% of your sale price. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. And there are some staging companies that charge by day and all that. So, but yeah, it's all. When you have something like this, you obviously, when somebody comes into the room, they're not gonna be able to see. They're gonna have to use their imagination. But virtually, if someone's just virtually looking at the photos, you can have that. I know that this kind of technology is fantastic for apartments, and also in, I guess, in cities that are really, really populated. And the condos would just sell by itself. People don't really go and see the home and expect it to be staged. It's a little bit different culture than us. This is a very cool one, and it's based on the photos and being able to kind of recognize the different elements that we can put as the description of the property listing. So, for example, it can based on looking at this picture, it can say, for example, that it's a bright area, it's open space, and finding the matching photos to decide what kind of room it is. And the app is called one of the app is called Real Scout. And then over here we have PatStyle, 3D.io, and Lexset for anyone who's interested in learning more. And this one is about automated evaluation. That's really close to what we do with automation. And so we're also looking into this technology as well. And that is by looking at the photos of the interior, and is able to estimate the condition. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of photos. Each row is kind of a description of the condition. One is like investor grade, for example, and then as you progress down, the condition gets more nicer, and it's a little more high end. And based on these kind of photos, it's able to estimate the interior condition. And that is amazing. Can you imagine having some initial filter on these by just kind of having the computer digesting all these photos and giving us some idea of the condition. We can always go back and validate and make sure the computer did it right. But having some kind of that technology is going to help us save a lot of time. You know, I think all these technologies that we have created has really improved our quality of life. At least that's the current trend, right? We're still improving the quality of our life, and everything that we're doing makes us more efficient and makes us do this faster. So having this technology in place helps us make these valuation decisions faster. So guys, this is something that we are very interested in looking at because it's really close to what we're doing. What are some other ways computer vision can be applied to real estate? That's a question for you guys. If the computer, or if we have robots that can see, how can we use it to benefit real estate? How can we have that to make your life easier?
Ideas?
Google Maps. You all the way around 3D view Google Maps to like see a neighborhood from your home office.
Did you hear that, Steve? He said Google Maps, Google Earth
yeah.
is good because you can go into the areas and look around and see what's going on and what the potential is of the property. Right,
yeah. And seeing kind of the exterior and getting, and I think, you know, there's potential there for recognizing the exterior feature of the property. I think that's really good. And another thing that we have been thinking about is having some kind of technology that can automatically figure out the floor plan of any property. Oh, I got something to show you guys. So there's an app called Planer, and basically what it does is when you get everything set up, you can put everything together, and it will measure the dimension of the room, and you can measure the dimension of the doors and structures. So it's called PLNAR. You may want to write this down and download it. It's free. And it's actually created by a team in Austin. So it's a Texas company.
Steve?
Yes?
It shows dimensions of the room.
Yeah, it can show you the floor plan of the room after you get everything set up. Look at on here on the right. So once you so what you do is you get your phone to kind of get it calibrated first, and then you can kind of tilt it and point it at the corners of each room, and then it's able to connect and put together the floor plan for you. Or the windows, you can just go point, and it will get those dimensions.
Steve.
Yeah.
So that would be like super awesome if you could integrate that into being able to calculate for your rehab.
Absolutely. So we're thinking about inviting them to our talks, and also maybe make, see how we can integrate their technology to us. I think that would be really cool.
That would be great.
What are some technology apps that you currently leverage for your real estate business? Anybody want to share?
Spreadsheet app.
Spreadsheets.
Real estate estimates and whatnot.
Spreadsheet is so important. Spreadsheet is like everything. I was trying to escape a corporation and all the tools that they did, but everything that we're doing, it points right back to Excel. Always Excel.
Always.
We use Excel in everything.
I think the messaging apps are a great tool. Like we use them all the time for our company, and we can create different groups that we're constantly having to use. So if you're using like the same contractor, hard money lender, stager, whatever, then you can have them all within one group app messaging system where you can say, hey, and have that constant communication, and everybody's on board. It's helped us a lot.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Another great one.
Cool. So that's what we have for the talk. I hope this is beneficial for everyone for computer vision. Did everyone learn something today?
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. I only see one hand though.
Yes. Not in their head.
I heard yes. So we're gonna have a break, and when you guys come back, we'll do a raffle, and we can either, for the remaining time, we can either do deal finding training or a demo, and Dawn and Becky, they're going to show you the tool for those of you who are interested in seeing the tool. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me join you guys. Becky and Dawn, thank you so much for getting all this set up.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. I look forward to coming down and meeting everyone in person soon.
You need to come soon. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, we will. All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
That's a bigger picture.
I know, right? Yeah, they need to.
What you need is an external speaker.
For one.
That's the amplified speaker.
And an amplified, yes.
Let's start with the simple stuff. Yeah.
Amplified is cheap.